Does one not need actual competition for a race?
You could say that if we had decided on a finish line together, but alas, we made no such agreement.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this episode, we're gonna talk about the Brigerton Season 2 series and explain the ending. It goes without saying that Brigerton is one of the most popular Netflix TV shows, and the ending of Season 2 set up major events in the ton for Season 3 and beyond. So, make sure you stay till the end to know all the details.
I've seen enough.
But Your Majesty, there's still—
I have seen enough!
The Netflix mega-hit TV show Season 2 only had 8 episodes, and they were mostly centered around the eldest Brigerton sibling, Viscount Anthony Bridgerton, and a secret affection for Kate Sharma. Ironically, she's the elder sister of his wife-to-be, Edwina Sharma. Viscount is the person who doesn't really believe in love, and he thinks that marriage is just an arrangement between two people, a sort of guarantee of continuing of the Brigerton name and well-being of his family. But meeting the Sharma sisters might change his mind.
I'm sure the Viscount is an excellent player. We will all pass a very pleasant afternoon.
As for fans, they think that this season is a total slow burn as the Viscount and Kate try their best to avoid the feelings and chemistry they have for each other. But of course, it's pretty understandable that the tension between them grows, and it's their will they or won't they forbidden romance at its best. In case you haven't watched Season 2 yet, we gotta warn you that this episode is filled with spoilers. But if you're a sucker for spoilers, here we go.
Then I do not listen.
Well, perhaps you should.
Oh, I shall never listen to you or to anyone I wholeheartedly disagree with.
Season 2's Brigerton ending neatly wraps up Anthony and Kate's storyline, setting the stage for what's next in Ton in Season 3 and beyond. It goes without saying that Brigerton Season 2's ending does provide a strong foundation to build upon. Interestingly, the way things developed in Season 2 give us proof that the Season 1 was no fluke. Everything was carefully planned, and the fact that Regé-Jean Page is no longer in the TV show didn't really do a lot of harm. That said, the second season is a total mix of romance and scandal, and the ending of the season ties up the loose ends and sets the stage for plenty more drama to come. The attraction between Kate and Viscount was impossible to ignore, and fans were super excited to see that in the end, their passions and desires getting the better of them, and Anthony finally allowing herself the chance to be truly happy. If you watched Season 2, you may probably remember that the Viscount proposes to Kate. Moreover, he even admits that he's never been able to stop thinking about her since the moment they met. Of course, Kate says no, as she first understands that this will hurt her sister, Edwina. But when she receives her sister's blessing, she follows her heart towards happiness. You shouldn't be surprised that their passion was transformed into a marriage really fast, because Brigerton is an 1800s set drama, and at that time, it was the proper way of things, even despite the rather improper origins of their relationship. Even though Anthony has chosen to go against the grain in a sense, there's still gotta be a sense of honor, but it also means their marriage is truly one of love. But why did Anthony and Kate's wedding occur off-screen? First off, the choice of not showing the wedding makes it all the more intriguing. Well, the hidden sense behind the wedding that never happened, Anthony and Edwina's wedding, represents the realization of the true feelings and followings your own heart. Their wedding was meant to happen on screen, but Anthony proposed to Kate because his feelings were more important to him than any other things. That's what Anthony and Kate's romance is really about, so it's more important to show them as a happy family with the other Brigertons than the wedding itself. As for Edwina, she was definitely hurt and shocked when it came clear that the Viscount and her sister were a thing. She was emotionally drained and decided to call her wedding off to Anthony. Even though Kate and her mother were begging her not to do so to avoid a massive scandal, Kate decided that she had to listen to her heart and do what's best for her. She wants to choose her own future for herself, and her sister should be allowed to do the same. They say everything happens for a reason, and the final episode we see a glimpse of Anthony and Kate enjoying married life, with both of their families getting along swimmingly. This is really amazing because the two were probably meant to be together. Speaking of Edwina, she might also find her love in the final episode. The Queen tells Edwina that she has a nephew she should meet, and guess what? This nephew happens to be a prince. We'll have to wait and see if their romance is explored in a future season. The main thing is that if Edwina ends up with the Viscount, sooner or later they will figure out that that they are not happy together. Of course, it hurt when she realized that the Viscount had an affair with their sister, but it seems like everything will be great for each of them and everyone will find their happily ever after. We can definitely say that the next season will probably put the story of Kate and Anthony somewhere in the background, but as for Julia Quinn's novel, it contains what happens to Kate and Anthony after season 2. So let us dive into it real quick. In the Viscount Who Loved Me's first epilogue, we can find that the couple have been together for 10 years as they celebrate Anthony's 39th birthday. In a second epilogue, it's written that they're still together and happily married 5 years after that too, partaking in the annual Pall Mall game at Aubrey Hill, which was referenced in the finale. Furthermore, the Brigerton books also confirm Anthony and Kate have 4 children after the Brigerton season 2 ending. We even know their names: Edmund, after Anthony's father, Miles, Charlotte, and Mary, after Kate's mother. Isn't it a real happy ever after thing? Absolutely and definitely. Let's talk about the very last shot of season 2, the bee shot. If you remember, the final shot of Brigerton season 1 was also a bee at the window shortly after Daphne had given birth to her and Simon's son. This scene is filled with symbols, and it has a really deep meaning. A bee sting is what killed Edmund Bridgerton, father of all 8 children, as shown in flashbacks during Brigerton season 2 in the 3rd episode. Giving into this consideration, the first season's ending is tinged with tragedy, the bee an ominous sign of the past death that would come to fore the definite much of season 2. In particular, the lasting impact it has upon Anthony. The bee comes into greater focus in season 2 with a clear sting in the tail. So if you watch the final episode of season 2 carefully, in the very end, we could also see the same bee we saw in the final episode of the season. However, this time it was not quite at the very end, for a start, but does not appear at the beginning of the final scene. Whereas before it hovered menacingly, now it flies free amongst the flowers. This symbol can be decoded as a mirror of what came before. The biggest difference between the bees is that the first one was a sign of Anthony's traumatic past and how it could be unspooled. But this new bee in the Brigerton ending reflects how Anthony has been from that pain thanks to his love of Kate. We can definitely see that this bee sting was symbolic, as it caused him to shut himself off and refuse to love again. He put duty above all, and it was a bee sting to Kate that first truly set the spark between them, allowing him to open up himself once more. With that, it's fitting the bee appears in the final scene here, a sense of Anthony being at peace with what happened, new springing forth in its stead. Sometimes you really have to watch TV shows like Brigerton very carefully, as it has really deep meanings literally in every shot. Did you like season 2 of Brigerton? Are you satisfied with the ending, or are you really expecting something else? Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below, and we'll see you in the next episode.